We're live.
Good luck, fellas.
Good job. Let's do this. Do we
How about that rookie? He is something else. How big is that?
All of Detroit sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
Oh, there we go. Here we go. That's right. Hey, let's go. Thursday show.
Slow down there, buddy.
August 24th, 2023. Ermanni and Edwards with Maz. Woodward Sports Network. WoodwardSports.com. Fox2Detroit.com. Maybe you're watching on YouTube. Hello. Maybe you're watching on the Fox Local app. Hello to you as well. What about Spotify? However you are consuming Woodward Sports, we certainly appreciate you. Braylon Edwards.
Is Twitch still a thing?
Good afternoon to you, my friend.
Good afternoon to you, Ryan. Ryan, how you feeling, buddy?
I'm feeling like $1 million.
Good, man. Feeling like
$1 million.
I feel like $1 million too. Every time we come to Academy of War, man, they really lay out the table for us, to lay out the tray. You see the evolution. Let's turn that music down just a tad bit there, fellas. Just a tad bit. Thank you. You see what these guys are doing every time we come here. They've added more and more to the school. The dome last year was semi-complete. Looks like they finished the dome this year. Kids, seems like the enrollment has gone up last year. You know, we were trying to help getting the enrollment up. That was one of the reasons why we started working with Academy of War. And now, man, it's vibrant with kids out there. It's vibrant with parents. I'm glad to be back, and I'm feeling good. Ryan and Ermanni.
Braylon Edwards, let me tell you about this place, the Academy of Warren. It is second to none. The Hawk Carnival and Orientation is today at 3 o'clock. They are still enrolling new students. They are still hiring certified teachers. And where we are in this state-of-the-art sports dome, it is available to you for rent as well. Contact the folks here at Academy of Warren if you would like to check this place out. A football field, a soccer field, a basketball court, everything going on here at the Academy of Warren. We'll talk with the Chief Academic Officer, Aronde Kearney. Mr. Kearney, we'll do that coming up in a little bit. We'll talk to Mike O'Hara, DetroitLions.com. As well. Big show today, Braylon Edwards. You know, the one thing about a place like this before we get into it is I'm telling sorry, Tom Mazaway. I forget. He's too far away today. Tom Mazaway, good afternoon to you, my friend.
There you are.
What happened?
Sorry, buddy. How can I forget you?
Can you hear me, by the way?
We can hear you,
brother.
brother.
Hear you.
I'm just sitting here, and you're ready to go into the first segment already, and you didn't say hi. Academy.
Doesn't it look like Maz is set up to give us the highlights and the scores from like halftime
This is the way I like
of the
it.
MHS
AA
basketball season?
All right, here we go. Gross Point South 24. Gross Point North 21. Ryan Ermanni with a 20-yard touchdown late in that game to seal it. Back to you guys.
Not bad, man.
That's right.
Not bad, man.
Braylon, I saw you took a three-point shot earlier today. Did you make it?
No comment.
No, you did not.
What a guy. No, I didn't. You know what? It's the first three I've attempted in a while. Actually, if we get a camera set up at some point today, I will take one like the infamous Ryan Ermanni. It won't have the same effect.
You got the look for it, though.
The
way you was shooting.
Yeah.
You
saw the look. The look is there.
You're a baller.
Hey, you know what? That's part of it, man. You got to have the look, but you got to have the shot. My shot is it's null and void.
I was shooting free throws with Parker earlier. I went 4 for 5 from the line.
My guy Maz, look at that.
4 for 5 from the line.
Yeah.
Are you a good free thrower?
I think I'm a pretty good free thrower.
Oh, man, very good.
I could hit 70%.
Oh, man.
Free thrower?
A free thrower.
Who's a free thrower?
I mean, I think that's
free throw shooter.
Thank you,
free throw shooter. I call him free thrower.
thrower.
Want the latest inside information on the Lions? The Lions Insiders have you covered with shows twice a week. Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and the legend Terry Foster himself, bringing the latest news and breakdowns Tuesday mornings from 7 to 8, Sunday mornings from 8 to 9. Lions Insider Show, your first stop for game day. Check them out on the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. And 2 weeks from tonight, Braylon Edwards, the Detroit Lions, they're coming for the Kansas City Chiefs.
I love that tweet today from
Thank you so much. All the hype, all the talk, all the noise. We're going to find out what these guys are made of, Braylon Edwards, 2 weeks from tonight.
You know, look at the Detroit Lions have been doing a lot of talking, but the fans have been doing a lot of reform. The pundits have been doing a lot of reform. The analysts nationally and locally have been doing a lot of it for them. So we're going to see what the Detroit Lions can do. Last year they finished the last 10 games of the season. They were 8-2. We all know that stat. We know what they did in Lambeau Field to Aaron Rodgers while he's no longer Green Bay Packer. We know what he did there. We know what they did in the free agency pool, bringing in Cam Sutton and Mosley, bringing in guys like that, and C.J. Gardner-Johnson, Maz's guy, David Montgomery to elevate this team, as well as what they did in the draft with Jack Campbell and Brian Branch and Jahmyr Gibbs, having a draft that people didn't understand. They scratched their heads. Now all of a sudden people are enthused about it. We know what they did, but you know what, Ryan? It doesn't mean a hill of beans if you can't put it together once the season starts. So in 2 weeks, we get a chance to see, is everything they put together, is it going to work?
Is there a part of you, Tom Mazaway, that is like just kind of enjoying this love fest with the Lions, and you almost, you know what I'm saying? You almost don't want them to play a game, right?
It's so perfect right now.
Yeah, I know.
It's beautiful right now. It's the best we've ever felt as Lion fans. I mean, really, it's the best we've ever felt as Lion fans. And I'm going back into the 90s, even when you had Barry Sanders and Herman Moore and the likes of Lomas Brown blocking. The whole team was a phenomenal team. But you know what? This team is the team we're putting all the chips up to right. We're pushing them up, man. We're all in.
Yeah, we're all in. And one thing, it's kind of funny, Ryan. It's like when I used to live in Miami. Like all my boys would come down and visit me in Miami, and they'd hang out for 2 days, 3 days. And then they would always say, man, got to get back to the real world. Got to get back to the real world. I'm hanging out with people that I just meet on the beach, and meeting girls, or you're meeting guys, and just cool times. But then what does everybody say after their weekend? Hey, man, now it's time to get back to the real world. And I think that's what we're kind of talking about. Living with the Detroit Lions from that Green Bay win until now, right now, it's been fantasy. It's been like living in Miami. It's like living in the beach. It's not living in the real world. Well, in 2 weeks, we'll be living in the real world. We'll see if the Detroit Lions, like we believe, we're going to see if they are for real, because we believe they are the brand new Lions and not the same old Lions.
That is a fantastic take. That's almost exactly how I feel. Like, everything is so perfect right now. Everything is so lovely. Yeah. Not that, like, old Lions fan is starting to creep up in me before we get to the season, but as we get closer to the season, you know how you got to go to the bathroom sometimes? Yeah. You're in the car. You got to go to the bathroom.
Got to pull over Speedway, man.
Well, and then as you get closer to home, you're like, oh, my gosh, I just got to go so much.
It's like he knows. It's
almost like as we get closer to the season, I just got to kind of, like, these old Lions habits are coming up in me.
Yeah, 100%.
Not just the part in which they play so good and then lose in the end. That part.
I'm going to tell you like this. I am one of those individuals, Maz and Tom. I mean, Maz and Tom is the same person. Maz and Ryan and Parker and JB. Shout out to Parker and JB. Good to see you guys.
Hell of a setup here.
Great setup, by the way. You guys are always on point. Always get us going in the right direction. Ryan, I'm like a cynic. I'm like the guy that always thinks that something's going to go wrong. If I'm doing something, if I got something set up, I'm waiting for something to happen. I'm waiting for the flight to get canceled. I'm waiting to lose a bag.
Right.
I'm waiting for the deal not to go through. I'm waiting for the start date not to be when they said it was going to be. I'm waiting for the furniture company to come 3 weeks after they said they were. That's how they were. You know what I just got? I got a brand new vehicle, right?
Congratulations.
Shout out to Randy Wise. Shout out to Randy Wise.
Yes.
Stein. Appreciate you guys. You guys are good for way more than just shooting golf videos. But, it was a 32-hour turnaround time, so amazing job by them. But as that whole process was going on, you got to get the insurance. I got to send out this. I got to send out that. We have to see if this is enough. Usually, you know what the cynic in me would have did, Ryan? It would be like, oh, I'm not getting the truck, man. You know what? It's not going to be tomorrow.
Not going to happen.
And that's not going to happen.
Something's going to fall through.
But last night, man, I made my peace where I said, you know what? I put in the work. I said the truck is coming. Tim Stein said it was coming. I believe Tim Stein's word. I give him all that I can. You know what? I'm going to sleep peacefully tonight. Slept peacefully last night. Woke up this morning. Everything was good to go. Truck came. It was dropped off. Service was great. But I let go. You got to let go, too. You got to trust that the Detroit Lions are everything you saw in the last 10 games and the free agency and the offseason and the messages and what you hear from these players. You just got to trust that it's the real deal. Let it go.
Isn't that kind of the message, Maz? I mean, hell, you've been here for 30 years. You've been a Lions fan essentially for 30 years.
More than that. Even.
Yeah, more than that. But you've seen this city more down than up.
Yeah. Yep.
And
we've had a couple of good runs.
Yeah, but this is different. This feels different.
It does. This is a Lions team that I'm in love with. How do you not fall in love with that team last year? And I said it We all said it. If they got in the playoffs, they would have been a dangerous team. And I love that 2014 team as well. Not as much as this one, but I really dug that 2014 team that got shortchanged in Dallas. But the night –
bless you.
Excuse me.
Good job,
Thank
man.
you.
Jeez.
That 91 to 99
Cleared
team, the
some stuff
2000 team that had Scott Mitchell in that phenomenal offense. Remember, they put up almost 50 points on Thanksgiving
Johnny's
Day
Morton.
against the Vikings with Summerall and Madden here and the Traducan and all of that. I love that team. They could not finish. The 93 team that won, they annihilated Green Bay the last game of the season, and they play him in the freaking wild card game, and we know what happened. Sterling Sharp got loose and broke that team's heart. This team
I saw him Monday, by the way.
You saw Sterling?
He was at Jalen's outing.
Wow. Is he still built like a brick, you know what?
His brother is, not him. He's built like a beer-drinking donut guy.
Okay.
But guess what? Hey, but you know what?
I think Sterling's going to be on Monday, too, with us.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
When you can golf like Sterling Sharp can, you can look like he does.
Yeah, and he broke our heart, man.
He's a stick.
He broke our heart.
Pause.
And this team is different, guys. That's my point. You guys all know it. This team has everything. We've told about it. It's got depth. Those teams did not have the depth that this team has. Now we'll put it to the test. If they beat Kansas City, man, it's off the hook in this city.
Totally. You might as well have the parade down Woodward.
It's off
Just
the
win
hook.
the opener. By the way, Emmanuel Mosley was back at training camp in a uniform today, working with trainers and working with coaches on the side. So that is a good sign that he was on the field at least today in uniform doing some workouts. Anything that guy can give will be a bonus. We're going to talk to Mike O'Hara coming up in about 15 minutes from now. But coming up next, Jared Goff sat down with Jeff Darlington of ESPN, had a really nice conversation, and I think we want to play that for you to give you all a sense of where his headspace is at right now. Jared Goff just looks like a completely in control, in command player. You'll hear that coming up next. But first, a message from Guardian Alarm. They're your local security experts and have been for over 90 years. When you see this black and yellow sign out in front of your house, it tells the bad guys one thing.
Stay out.
Whether you are at home or on the road, they're 24/7 professional monitoring, customized solutions from real experts, and technology backed by people means you are backed by the best. Call this number right here, 1-800.
Stay out.
That number again, 1-800.
Stay out.
Call them today. Tell them Woodward Sports sent you.
Stay out.
Yeah.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
Calling all landscapers, this is Darren McCarty. I'm at Outdoor Equipment Co. How would you like to landscape like a legend? How about a bad boy zero turn? And even a chainsaw. And even a weed whipper. So register today at OutdoorEquipCo.com, and even you could have DMAC on your landscaping crew.
We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m. Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
Hey, this is Mr. Kearney, Chief Academic Officer, Academy of Warren, I want to welcome you to the brand new Field House. The state-of-the-art facility has a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, soccer field. It can be used for 7-on-7 football. Our K-8 academic features AM, PM, latchkey, small classroom sizes, learning street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, Houghton Mifflin curriculum, academic games, K-8 athletics, and more. Enroll today at academywarren.net.
Welcome back to Woodward Sports Network. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Woodward Sports Network. Hit that like button for us as well. The more likes we get, YouTube pushes out our content a little bit more. And we think we provide the best Lions content, best football coverage here at the network, top to bottom, no doubt about it. And it is football season, Braylon Edwards. Week 0, college football this weekend. Really excited about that. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. But I wanted to play this for you if I could, Bray. We've been trying to run Jared Goff out of town since the day he got here.
The day we saw him in Birmingham.
And all he's done is put in the work, show up to work, get better, be a leader, and really get this franchise to where we think we all wanted it to be. It's a winning franchise now. They're coming off a winning year with high expectations. He sat down with Jeff Darlington of ESPN. Here's that conversation.
Jared Goff has been written off, and I don't understand why.
We've come light years ahead of where he was 2 years ago when we walked in.
I think they have a shot to be really good with him as their starting quarterback.
Detroit is that team that people still don't take seriously.
I will dive right into that, Phil. The best regular season football game I have ever witnessed. You know exactly what I'm about to talk about. 54-51. Yep. You and Patrick Mahomes.
Goff walks it to the end zone and touchdown.
This is going to be the first time where you play against him, and it's going to open the NFL regular season. What does that mean to you?
It's exciting. It's exciting for our team to be on that stage and to be able to have enough respect from the rest of the league to be able to play in that game. I think we've come a long way from 2 years ago when I first got here to being able to come in this game against the defending champs.
How would you best describe the last 3 years of your professional life?
Oh, man. Yeah, somewhat of a roller coaster, both emotionally and on the field and physically and mentally, all of it.
Your first year, what was so hard about it?
Well, getting traded and then having the season we had, being 3-13 and being 0-8 at one point. You know, you can kind of chuckle at it now, but it wasn't funny at the time. And having to go through that and you know, try to be the same guy every day and show up for your teammates every day, it's hard.
You said you can kind of laugh at it now. Is that true?
Yeah, I think so.
Are you far enough past it?
I think I'm far enough past it where I have a little bit of good perspective on it now, and I know how great it was for me. And you know, adversity strikes at any time, and you'd like to think that you're kind of coming out of it now, but who knows? You know, you could fall right back into it. But I think personally, I've done some things that I feel good about in the last couple of years to feel like that was a worthwhile experience for me.
Goff in the pocket, looks, throws deep downfield, got a man wide open, inside the 5, caught, end zone, touchdown, Detroit Lions.
How would you currently describe this moment in your career as we sit right here?
Yeah, I hope to be describing it as entering my prime. I feel like I'm playing, you know, as well as I've ever played, and physically I'm as strong as I'm going to be for the next, you know, hopefully 5 to 7, 8 years, and I feel good. I feel like I'm entering a point in my career where I have a good grasp of everything we're doing, and feel like I'm becoming that veteran quarterback that you always, you know, grew up watching.
The Lions have not won a playoff game since the 1991 playoffs. You weren't even born yet.
Yeah.
Do you have a sense of that history, and does it mean anything to you?
I have a sense of the history. It's important for us, but I don't think it weighs on us. Like, it is part of the history of this organization, but our team is a different team than last year's team and the previous 30 years. So we are focused on what we can do every day and getting better. And certainly we see that in the building, and that's our goal, is to get to win the division and get to the playoffs, get in the dance, and see what we can do from there.
And that was Jared Goff, Lions quarterback, with Jeff Darlington of ESPN. So many great things, I think, came out of that. But let me tell you about this. Woodward Sports College Football Game Day just got better. For the love of college football pregame show. It debuts September 2nd. And then every Saturday morning from 8:30 to 10 a.m., Spencer Raxter, Flannel Sam, Easy, and many more will preview all the big games that Saturday's schedule has to offer. Start your Saturdays with us. For the love of college football pregame show, only on WSN's YouTube channel. Back to Goff here, Braylon Edwards.
Yeah.
One of the things he described his last few years as a roller coaster, and I think this is a perfect example for a player, but any individual going through whatever they go through in life. There's some adversity. You have two choices. You can fight through it, or you can be consumed by it. He could have gone from L.A. to Detroit, a Super Bowl caliber team, to the worst franchise in professional football, and he could have let that tear him down. He didn't. He chose the other way, and that was to work hard, keep your head down, and see where this thing can go. And that's why he's being rewarded right now with all this love, and ultimately, we believe, an extension.
Yeah, it's a mind, man. Let's just call it a mind confusion for the kids out there. It's a complete mind confusion. Thanks, Joey. When you look at his stats when he came in, second year in the league, 3,800 yards, 28 touchdowns, only 7 interceptions, he makes the Pro Bowl. Next year, 46-88, 32 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, goes to the Super Bowl, makes All-Pro, and then the next season, 46-38, 22 touchdowns and 16 picks. So you're looking at the first 3 years, you're looking at a guy that's made the Pro Bowl twice. He's made it to the Super Bowl. He's led the league was second in the league in passing. He was part of, as you saw in that interview, one of the best games that people think in terms of Monday Night Football, 54-49 shootout with Patrick Mahomes and himself. This is where he comes from, and then all of a sudden, in the blink of an eye, Sean McVay loses faith in him. All of a sudden, you're a guy, Ryan, you've gone to the Super Bowl in year 3. You've made the Pro Bowl in year 2 and 3. You're leading the league. You're not throwing that many interceptions, and all of a sudden, in year 4, when you're still 46-38, coach tends to stop believing in you. And then you have a bad year, your only bad year, but even in that year, you're still 20 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, still had a passer rating of 91.5, and y'all still got to the playoffs. So to go from that, to have a guy just completely get rid of you, to completely make a move in the middle of the night, and that's talking about Matt Stafford and Cabo, make a move in the middle of the night, and then he sends you off to Detroit, the worst place at the time in the NFL. You're completely just confused. Like anybody would be confused and be confused under those circumstances. He comes here, figures it out in year 1, and then last year, after the first year he got here, which he was, 32-45, you only played 15 games, and Detroit Lions were trying to figure out who the hell was playing wide receiver. We talked about that all year. And last year, 44-38. 29-7, last 12 games, no turnovers, no interceptions. So to get back to that point, man, he's fought hard. He's had a deep look at himself. And if you look at it, hasn't really only had but one bad season. One bad season in the Detroit season, you give him pass because they didn't have the weapons. That guy has fought to get to where he is. Look, not all leaders, not all guys that you follow, not all of them have the big voice. Not all of them are the guys that are going to get in your face and go around the circle and getting guys and yelling at guys and get you amped up. Not all leaders do that. Some leaders, they show you how to fight through adversity. Some leaders, they just show you how to win, how to lead silently. Jared Goff's one of those guys, and it's not being so silent anymore because he's sticking that chest out like we talked about with Lomans yesterday.
Hey, they made that deal. The Rams, we all said it. The Rams stole that deal when they made it. Now it's breaking even. Maybe even if the Lions could win a couple of playoff games and maybe win a Super Bowl next year or whatever, then that is the greatest trade for both teams in the history of the NFL because they got a quarterback in Matthew Stafford that he paid the bills for them. That's what the coach, Sean McVay, said. This is the guy. This guy is being wasted in Detroit. For some reason, they can't get him to his potential. Maybe it was 3 head coaches and 16 offensive coordinators that he had while he was here. When he went there, he got a steady diet of Sean McVay. And the guy is like the boy genius. We all know that. Now the Lions are on par with the Rams or even better at this point. But the Rams got their Super Bowl. Barely. They did get it. And now the Lions are reaping the benefits that Brad Holmes had the confidence in Jared Goff to come out over here. By the way, how great was it to hear Joe Tessitore on the call for that Monday Night Football game. I love Joe Tess.
Definitely great to hear Joe Tessitore. But, Maz, you're absolutely right. Both teams won. Look, Sean McVay, look, as great as Jared Goff was for Sean McVay, it didn't end up working out, and Sean McVay wanted to move on. Maybe Jared Goff didn't want to hang out with Sean McVay. Maybe Jared Goff didn't want to be Sean McVay's buddy. Maybe Jared Goff was too boring of a quarterback for Sean McVay. Maybe he wanted the guy that looks the Hollywood profile like Matt Stafford, had the wife that was in the media like Kelly Stafford. Maybe that's more in line with what he was looking for. And maybe Jared Goff all along, he's looking for a better, quieter place. Look, just come to work, do your job. It's no Hollywood. It's no glitz. It's no glamour. It's no sponsors. It's not all of that. It's just I want to come to work. I want to play football. Both guys won. I think Jared Goff and the Detroit Lions won because he's Dan Campbell's guy. He's Brad Holmes' guy. He's the Detroit Lions embodiment of what they wanted in a quarterback. And Matt Stafford winning that Super Bowl was everything that Sean McVay wanted. They partied. They were boys. They hung out. They, had film studies and all that kind of stuff. He got what he wanted in a quarterback, and I think Detroit got what they needed in a leader.
I'll tell you this, and the rumor was out there that Jared Goff had eyes for Sean McVay's fiancée at the time. All the word was out there.
Right.
I'm just telling you, that might have been another thing that happened back then. But now the Lions come up with 2 number 1 drafted overall quarterbacks in a row, in Matthew Stafford and Jared Goff.
Where do you get this stuff?
That's pretty cool.
Where do you get this stuff from?
What can I tell you,
TMZ?
man? They got the googly eyes, man.
Did you get that from TMZ?
It was all over the place. It was all over the place. But now Jared Goff is reaping the benefits with Kristen Harper.
Oh, that's your girl right there.
That's all Maz cares about, who his fiancé is, who his wife is. Guys, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll break down Jared Goff's fiancé. No, I'm just kidding. We're going to break down this Lions season and where this camp is. What about tomorrow night in Carolina? Lions and Panthers, what's the plan? Do we know anything regarding that yet? We'll talk to a longtime Lions beat writer from the Detroit Lions, DetroitLions.com. We'll talk to Mike O'Hara. We'll do it next. But first, a message from Mr. Mark White.
Yes, sir. I got you, sir. When buying or selling real estate, flexibility and control over the sales process is key. Sellers, how would you like the freedom of canceling your listing agreement at any time for any reason with no penalty? Sounds pretty good. That's exactly what Mark White and Associates offer. It's called the Minute-by-Minute Listing Agreement by Mark White and Associates. Try Mark White's risk-free minute-to-minute listing agreement today. Looking to buy or sell real estate? You know it. Visit markwhitesells.com or call 248-290-8242. markwhitesells.com, where flexibility meets success.
Winners, losers, pushes and draws, over-unders, prop bets, futures and spreads. Are you sick and tired of your picks being losers? Do you want to learn how to bet like a champion? Well, Woodward Sports searched the globe for the most dangerous man with a bet slip in his hand and gave him a show. Coming soon to Woodward Sports. Tune in every weekend as we introduce the greatest gambler to ever walk the earth.
Hi, I'm Booner, and I don't lose.
Hey, it's Sean Jordan from the Sports Marketing Agency, and SMA wouldn't be who we are without our amazing partners.
Thank you so much, Sean. You know, at Detroit Wayne, we want to serve as a resource for you and your families. We offer mental health services, substance use disorder services throughout our communities, and we want to be that source and resource within the community.
If you or a loved one are suffering from a mental health or substance abuse issue, please don't hesitate to call 1-800-241-4949.
Hey, this is Mr. Kearney, Chief Academic Officer at Academy of Warren. I want to welcome you to the brand new field house. The state-of-the-art facility has a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, soccer field. It can be used for 7-on-7 football. Our K-8 academic features AM, PM, latchkey, small classroom sizes, Learning Street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, Holton Mifflin curriculum, academic games, K-8 athletics, and more. Enroll today at academywarren.net.
Gabby is a college student struggling to study for her big exam. Then she discovered Syntron, a healthy way for her to stay awake and focus. Jennifer frequently has chaotic days like this until she gets online, orders some Syntron, and finds her groove. April visited her local grocery store, purchased a case of Syntron, and entered to win the Syntron 100K Vegas giveaway. Pick up your case of Syntron today at any Meijer location or visit drinksyntron.com/Vegas and enter for the 100K Vegas giveaway.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network. You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
Hey guys, what could be better than playing golf like celebrities like Braylon and D-Mac? Well, playing golf by yourself like a celebrity, like one of those guys. So you can do that. Stop at any Randy Wise dealership for your chance to play golf like a celebrity. VIP transportation, free golf to one of Michigan's best tracks, and a tasty steaks after compliments of Fairway Packing Company. Make the wise decision. Get to a Randy Wise today for your chance to win.
Welcome back, Woodward Sports Network, woodwardsports.com. We are live at the Academy of Warren, the Hawk Carnival and orientation today, 3 o'clock. Still enrolling new students, still hiring certified teachers. Of course, we're at the state-of-the-art Sports Dome available for rent. Do you have that clip
Did you get
yet?
a hot dog?
Or you do, huh?
Did you get some food?
I did not get a hot dog.
Food out there, man.
Now, apparently, there was some shots of me missing. Like, I took 3 shots just as a warm-up, okay? I took 3 shots as a warm-up. And then I said, hey, Braylon, why don't you get some video of me? I said, I'll shoot from wherever you want me to shoot from.
Yeah.
You know what happens?
So what you do, man?
Watch Parker. Well, Parker's about to play this in 2 seconds.
Well, we be running Parker.
Watch it.
Man.
Watch it.
Right here?
Just keep
All right, go over a little bit to your right.
Watch. Where do you want me to go,
spot
Bray?
right there.
Right there?
That's it. Right over
okay. Okay.
See? Look at that. Look at that.
I mean,
Look at that.
It's just too easy.
Never came out the game.
I mean, I'm like the white Steph Curry.
Hey, for those
Steph Curry is white.
All right.
For those who can't see it, what did you do?
I made it.
Okay, good.
Switched. He made for those of you that can't see, he made an NBA 3 from the right corner, just inside the right corner. So.
Hara can't see it.
All right, very good. Guys, let's talk a little Lions football now. Let's do that with one of the greats, Mike O'Hara, DetroitLions.com. Mike, thanks so much for the time, my friend.
Look.
Well, thanks for having me. Hey, look, I used to warm up the same way you did. 3 shots.
Thanks, buddy. Hey, Mike.
3 more at the turn.
What's going on, Mike? How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, Braylon.
Hey, Mike, I don't think there was any availability today. Do we know what the plan is for tomorrow at all yet, as far as starters go, any rookies, or is this going to be much like kind of the first 2 games where we see a lot of the backups battling it out?
Well, Dan Campbell didn't exactly come and spell it out, word for word, but everything he said indicated that they're going to do exactly what they did in the first two games. And that means the veteran starters aren't going to play. So I don't think you'll see anything really different than what you saw. But the whole thing is to get evaluated who you have to evaluate and get through it without any injuries and get ready for the next one.
Hey, Mike, I think the Lions are one of 4 or 5 teams, if my math was correct, that have the same head coach and the same coordinators for 3 or more years. How this training camp felt like a team that hit the ground running. And it kind of has gone like that all camp. What do you think the consistency has done for this group, these players on the field, this organization, and just being able to start from day one at camp and kind of get this thing moving?
Well, I think, if you really look back at it and go back from, this is year 3, year 2, year 1, and evaluate it from now and do it backwards, I think what you see is that they knew exactly what they had to do starting out, and it wasn't going to be pretty. And it was a total rebuild. I mean, it's even the quarterback, just every position. There wasn't any. They weren't picking up a team with any continuity at all, and they've built it and rebuilt it. I think they've done a pretty good job. Now they've got some holes, but I think every NFL team has some holes. But that's what really strikes me is that with the consistency that you talked about, that's the way they've been able to build their roster because to my mind, offense and defense, they have a consensus on what they ought to do at certain positions with certain players.
Mike, when I was playing, they told us never look ahead. Always focus on the game in front of you. It's one season. It's a one-game season, the whole season. But I don't play anymore, so I get to look ahead. I just want to talk about the first 10 games of the season. I'm looking at the schedule, and as I look at it, you're looking at obviously opening up against Kansas City Chiefs and then Seattle back-to-back. But outside of the Ravens, they really have a pretty easy kind of first 10 games of schedule. What do you think the Lions can accomplish in those first 10 games?
Well, that's good observations by you. I mean, I think it's manageable. I really do. I've heard mixed feelings about the people on, playing the first game against the Kansas City Chiefs. And my whole point in that is just play. Yeah. Play ball. Play your best ball. You might win, you might lose, it might be close, whatever. But just play and play, 60 minutes of clean football. And by that I mean, no false starts, no, that kind of stuff where we're constantly backing up and adding 5 yards. Next thing you know, it's 2nd and 25. But just play good, clean ball, play hard, and that'll, from this game through week 17, you should keep doing that, and the results will take care of themselves.
So in that opening game against Kansas City, what would be a loss that would scare you for the Detroit Lions in terms of how they played?
Well, I'll go back to a game against Washington in 1991 when I think it was 45-3.
Yeah.
45-0. 45-0. It was a shutout. 45-0.
Yeah, Ryan's
I'll give you a quick story there. Washington was kneeling on the ball with about 3 minutes to go, and Chris Spielman ran over to the coach and said, "Run the ball. Just please run the ball," because he thought they were being embarrassed by them taking a kneel with time left on the clock.
Mike, I do remember. I went back and did a look back at the 91 season. You're absolutely correct about that. Washington kneeled the ball at the 3-yard line, with plenty of time on the clock. It was wild, but there you go. That team turned it around. I think they won the next six games or 7 games, something like that.
Yeah, they ended up 6-2, lost a couple, and then the 12-4, and then beat Dallas in their first round of the playoffs, and then got beat again pretty soundly by Washington, which went on to the Super Bowl and won it.
Hey, Mo, how's the week been? Now that they're not going to be playing their starters in the preseason, did they hit harder this week? Did they kind of scrimmage against each other? What did you pick up from this past week of practice?
Yeah, Tommy, an interesting point from you. You know what? It took me a little while to catch on what they were doing yesterday, but what they actually did was play a game among themselves. And they were in the middle of the second quarter before it finally dawned on me what was going on. But they played a quarter, took a break, played a quarter, took a break. For halftime, I think they took the full, whatever, I think it's 14 minutes, and then came back and played 2 more halves of football. And it was up tempo. It really was. Now it wasn't 100%, but it was up tempo. In fact, talking to one of the offensive players after the game, he said that the defense really sort of handed it to them. So they were playing for keeps to a degree.
What do you think of the rookies so far, Mike, in the limited time that you've seen them? Jahmyr Gibbs, Jack Campbell, Brian Branch, the rest of the guys. Who's been impressive to you?
Well, first of all, when you said limited time, I thought you were going to hang up on me.
No, not at all, Mike. Unlimited for you.
Just to get even.
Yes.
I think it's a really good rookie crop. I don't know if they've got 5 All-Stars or Hall of Famers or whatever, but really good, solid players. And you know what? The best of the bunch. It might be the 5th player that you mentioned there, Brian Branch, the safety, cornerback, nickelback from Alabama that they drafted deep into the second round. Just a high-quality player and a higher quality person. Look, you'd want 90 of these, coming to camp every year. Just a really good ball player. And I think whatever he plays, whatever one of those spots he plays, and he did that at Alabama too, played that way. I think the Lions have a winner. They really do. I'm not saying the other guys aren't,
right?
But this is a guy for deep in the second round. He has really, from the first day he's been here, he's really shown out.
Hey, Mo, I was watching the draft, obviously day 2, when they called him up to the stage, and he was actually in the building. And he changed his clothes from the night before from a suit into something a little more relaxing. But he wanted to be there for his draft day. I told Kathy, this guy, I'm in love with this guy already. It just showed you his heart. And, you only get to be drafted one time in your life. And, Will Levis, guys like that who got passed up in the first round, they went home. this kid stuck around and wanted to be there and get the hug in with Roger Goodell. I just thought that spoke volumes.
No, I agree with you, Tommy. And it's sort of like going across the stage to get your diploma when you graduate from college, too.
Exactly.
It's a big deal. It really is. And yeah, you can see him, the way he plays, the way he carries himself. High character, high-class young man.
Hey, I'm talking to Mike O'Hara, DetroitLions.com, longtime beat writer. Mike, we were talking to Lomas Brown a little bit yesterday, and one of the things he was talking about was, depth at defensive line, depth at linebacker, depth at defensive back. And, he didn't say, I don't want to put words in his mouth, but we kind of took that as, do you use one of those guys in areas of depth and try to get a playmaker, try to get a wide receiver, somebody to help build that unit? Do you see Brad Holmes as making a trade, whether before the season or somewhat of a shocker during the season?
Well, I don't know about the timing of it, but I don't disagree with you. I think they're light at wide receiver right now. Part of it's because of injuries, part of it's because of the Jamison Williams suspension that's coming up. 6 games that they won't have him. But I think they need to pad that out a little bit, or maybe a lot. And however they do it, they do it. But now it's either getting somebody on waivers or making a trade. Maybe the Lions are, in their mind, might be overstocked. But let's just say outside linebacker or defensive end or whatever, and figure that they can use one of those to get a wide receiver with another team that needs a defensive lineman.
Mike, last question. I'm not trying to put you on hot seat. Just asking an honest question.
Oh boy, I can feel it.
Hot seat city.
You feel it?
Hot seat
You
Mike.
feel it coming? No, everybody's so excited about what the Lions did last year in the 10 games. They're excited in the offseason. They're excited in the draft. They're excited about Dan Campbell, the culture, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. One question that hasn't been asked, Dan Campbell, have you seen everything you need to see out of him? What is the one thing that you want to see Dan Campbell improve on going into the 2023 year?
That's a good question. I mean, nothing really jumps out. I think one thing, he's got a lot of things going for him, and one of them is that he's genuine. So what you see out there with his players is what you're getting. It's not an act. It's not, and he looks, when he looks you in the eye and tells you how it is. That's the way it is. So from that standpoint, look, you've got to win. That's the bottom line. That's what they're out there for. And you can talk all you want about building character and all this other stuff, but the bottom line is that what gives you longevity is winning games, winning division titles, winning ultimately a Super Bowl, or at least contending for it. So I think he's got a lot going for him, and I think the fact that we talked about the continuity they have in their staff. It's not every coach that they started out with 3 years ago is there, but it just doesn't work that way in the National Football League. Guys move along when they get opportunities, but they've done a good job of keeping their core staff together and keeping their core players together and expanding on it too.
Hey, Mo, you've been around for a couple of years. At least I remember you covered a few of these teams, and we can go back to the 90s when they had phenomenal teams, and you've mentioned it before, how many times they made the playoffs. I think they led the league or were tied with Dallas for most playoff appearances in the 90s. And then that 2010, the 2016 team, the 2014 team especially. And now you got this team. Is this the best Lions team you have seen start a season?
No, I think the 1990s, Tommy, there were more good proven players. Now, look, in another 3 or 4 years, I might look at this roster and look back and say, yeah, they're better. But, they had Herman Moore, who was an all-pro, a record setter. They had Barry Sanders. I mean, I maybe I told you this once before, but I think it was the 1995 team, maybe 95 or 96. I forget which it was, but they had 14 players drafted by the Detroit Lions on that roster who made at least one Pro Bowl. And look, it's hard to get 3 Pro Bowlers on your team, but they have. I think it was 14. It might have been 13, right down to the kicker. So it's hard to match that. But I think on its own, with the way they started, the way this team started, with what they had when Brad Holmes and his staff and Dan Campbell and his staff took over, it's remarkable what they've done in really a short period of time. Hey, speaking of the kicker, Mo, this is as weak a kicker game I've seen from the Lions in my entire life. I mean, am I wrong? I mean, you have Eddie Murray, you got Jason Hansen. And I forgot who's the guy we got after that.
I saw Eddie Murray last night.
Who was the long kicker that we always had?
Jim Arnold?
Oh, you talking about Prater?
Yeah, Matt Prater.
Matt Prater. Jim Arnold was the punter.
Jim Arnold was Mayday.
I didn't know what you were talking about.
I mean, but this kicking game, this could cost you games.
Well, it could. Riley Patterson is really, really accurate. The issue with him is, does he have the big leg? He hasn't shown that yet. But just my opinion, I think he's going to be the kicker, and I think he's going to be accurate. But can he get you the game winner from 55 yards? That has to be proven.
So they're going to go a lot on fourth down from midfield, is what you're telling me.
Well, they don't exactly hate doing that.
I know.
Pretty good at it.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, Mike, we appreciate it, man. We love having you on. Thanks for doing this with us, buddy. Enjoy the season. Hope to talk to you throughout as well.
Thanks, Mo.
We're done. I'm done.
Oh, man. Dude, if you want to keep going, Mike, if you want to keep going, I will talk to you for the next hour.
Hey, Mike, let me ask you a quick question. I will ask you this.
Overtime.
How did it make you
feel? I was kidding, by the way.
It's an encore, Mo. It's an encore.
You asked for it.
Hey, you asked for it. I was just going to say, how did it make you feel to see Lomas, get in and see that video? Because Lomas, I've known him basically since 1988, and he's like big uncle for me, and it was a special moment for myself. How did it make you feel to see a guy like Lomas from those 90s teams get in the prime?
Listen, I'm not lying when I say this. I'm getting goose pimples right now thinking about it.
Mm-hmm. How do you know?
I remember when Lomas got signed by the Detroit Lions, just the first week or two of training camp, but he reported to the team on I think it was a Friday. It was at halftime of the game against the Buffalo Bills, the preseason game with the Buffalo Bills. He just came walking across the field, and he was Lomas Brown, with a shirt hanging in there, he's wearing a sport coat, shaking hands with people, big smile on his face. Just a tremendous guy, tremendous player. And I'll tell you, he is a whisker from being a Hall of Fame
Yes, he is.
offensive lineman.
Yeah.
Very, very close. I could see him, it'd be a push, but I could see him getting into the Pro Football Hall of Fame one of these decades.
I hope so. You saw what happened with Joe Klecko this past year. I think it'll be for Lomas to be a situation. No, I'm just saying it'll be a situation like Joe
Klecko ahead of Joe Klecko ahead of Lomas.
No, I'm not. You missed what I said. I didn't say ahead of Lomas. I'm saying you see how he got in. It took a long time. I think Lomas would get in like that is what I was saying.
I agree with you. I really do.
The great Mike O'Hara, DetroitLions.com. Awesome content there. We invite everybody to check it out. Mike, thanks so much, buddy.
If I must, goodbye.
Always a pleasure.
He gets off the phone with the quickness this time.
I know, right?
All right, guys.
Thanks, Mike. We appreciate it, buddy. Guys, let me tell you about Woodward Bets. Football season fast approaching. Make it a money-making season. Need a lock of the week, some best bets. How about a value play? Booner has you covered. Woodward Bets. Weekends all season long. Start September 2nd. Saturdays at 11. Sundays at 11:30. Booner and Friends. Woodward Bets on Woodward Sports YouTube channel. We are going to take a break. When we come back, I will tell you about Fairway Packing in just one second. When we come back, I want to talk about Brian Branch. And I thought you asked a really good question about where would you like to see Dan Campbell improve this year. Great question, Bray. We'll do that. But let me tell you about Fairway Packing Company for over 60 years. The Barada family has provided
not too far.
Wagyu beef, prime beef, dry-aged beef to all of Michigan's best, finest restaurants, hotels, casinos. Experience the Fairway difference yourself today. You don't even have to go to one of those places anymore. You just go straight direct to Fairway. Visit the steak shop in Grosse Pointe Woods. Grab and go steaks or order online, fairwaypacking.com, fairwaypacking.com.
Source aged, pack, cut, prime to perfection.
Perfection.
Have you ever argued with your little brother? How about some random guy you're stuck in a room with for an hour? Flannel Sam and Spencer Raxter are at each other's throats. One Spartan alumni and one Walmart Wolverine are locked in a room with nowhere to hide. You're welcome. Whether it's go blue or go green, you can go to woodwardsports.com for all the action. Coming soon to a device near you.
Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome. It's the Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour.
You're a good coach, Tim. Oh, great shot.
Some of the biggest names in Michigan sports, and some, well, not so much.
Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah, baby.
Watch episodes at woodwardsports.com.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit. We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
Yeah, I've been thinking about Mahomes since last week. I think I'm gonna start really like watching film on them this week for sure. Just seeing what their tendencies are, and we got a great quarterback, but we also go against a great quarterback here, and I feel like he's prepared us, so we'll see.
I can tell you from experience, that man is lying. He has been thinking about Patrick Mahomes since he got drafted here and that schedule came out. That's one of the things you do. There's nothing wrong with that, as you should be. I guarantee he's already looked at some film. But when you know you're playing against the elite of the elite, Ryan, I remember the first time I was going against an elite DB. We were going against Champ Bailey. And I still think, in my opinion, Champ's the best DB I ever faced in the NFL, including Darrelle Reeves. When I got that schedule, and I knew that the Broncos were on that schedule, and I knew I would have to go up against Champ Bailey, who is elite of the elite of the elite.
Oh, yeah. How about Boss Bailey?
Hey, Detroit Lions, baby, number 35. I thought about Champ Bailey. Pause, man, like the whole time that schedule came. Because you're waiting. You're excited. You want to test your mettle, and that's what Brian Branch is thinking about. He wants to test his mettle against the best, and that is Patrick Mahomes.
No doubt about it. I'm glad you mentioned, because if you're doing audio only, that soundbite was Brian Branch, the Lions rookie safety, cornerback, defensive back, nickel back. He's probably going to play a little bit of everything. And one of the things about, as he was talking, I was thinking about myself, man, you can watch all the film you want.
Doesn't matter.
Like when you play a guy like Patrick Mahomes, and you kind of answered my question, your guy was Champ Bailey. No matter how much film you watch on a guy, on an elite player, on not just elite, the elite of the elite, when you play against a guy like that, how much prep can you do? At some point, do you just go out there and play and react and may the best man win?
You can do enough prep to the point where you know the tendencies. You know some of the things he does. You know how he lines up in man-to-man coverage. You know how he lines up when he's faking a stunt. You know so some of those things, now, because they're elite, they're going to find things and find ways. I mean, how many times have we seen Patrick Mahomes create nothing or create something out of nothing? I mean, he almost did in the preseason the other day. He had the pass, we threw it off the sideline, threw it back across his body. But the one thing I want the Detroit Lions, Aaron Glenn, this is the one thing I caution them. Don't put Brian Branch in too many different situations opening night. This is the first night of the season. This is going to be Brian Branch's first game. And it's against Andy Reid, and it is against Patrick Mahomes. What did Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes do to the best defense in the NFL last year? Made them look foolish. Don't line Brian Branch up in a lot of positions where he's playing over Travis Kelce this play. He's playing over insert wide receiver here, Kadarius Toney. This receiver, John Ross, that they drafted from Clemson. Don't put him where he's lined up over the running back. Don't put him in too many situations, because if his head is spinning the whole game, you need to put him in one role that game to allow him to focus on the run role. He's still a rookie no matter how good he is, no matter what institution he went to. You can't have him worrying about so many different things. I got to worry about Patrick. Got to worry about the check. I'm lining up on Travis Kelce this play. Next play is Kadarius Toney. Next play is John Ross. Don't put him in too many positions. He knows he's a damn good player. Randy's still a rookie, though.
The Woodward Sports Live pregame show returns for another season of Lions football. Join Jeff Iafredi, the weekly special guest host rotation as well. Going to be fun. Woodward Sports YouTube channel premiering September 7th at 6 o'clock. Then throughout the year on Sunday mornings from 9:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Lions pregame show all season long right here on Woodward Sports YouTube channel.
It's a good kid right there, man.
No doubt about it. Tom Mazaway, got a thought on Branch?
Well, I think he's going to be a terrific rookie. You know how I'm thinking about him, but going against Patrick Mahomes, man, that's too much to ask for anybody, like you said, Bray. Yeah. This guy's going to come up with new stuff. You know, he throws it underhand. He throws it sidearm. He's going to wait till he's getting tackled before he throws it. Yeah. He's the best quarterback in the NFL. You got to have a little luck to beat him.
Yeah, until a guy really takes off, Maz, until a player really takes off on his own, which is maybe week 4, maybe week 6, maybe week 8, maybe next year. Until a guy really takes off, it's a job of the NFL coach to put him in the best positions. So I hope for Brian Branch's sake and all of the Lions going into that game, just put him in the best positions.
When Deion came out, obviously a cornerback versus safety, but did he – I forget. Did he light it up right from the beginning?
Yeah, he had a punt return his first play his first play in the NFL.
I love Brian.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, his first game he had remember he dropped because it was a punt return. He fumbled the punt return.
Yes, I remember it. I didn't know that was his first time.
That was his first punt return. He still had a Jerry curl.
Jeez.
He still had a Jerry curl. I think, got drafted by the Yankees, and then he got drafted by the Falcons. Yeah, he had a Jerry curl. But at the same time, he was giving up big plays at the start.
Sure.
Yeah, he was giving up plays because he's trying to bait guys and do things, and he's still getting, Jerry Rice was older than Deion. Got him a couple times. But once he became Deion Sanders, you didn't have to tell him anything. But before that, Jerry Glenville tried to put him in good space.
Hell yeah.
You think of great rookies,
you like how I
too.
pulled that coach's name.
I do.
You think of great rookies, and you don't have to go that far to go to last year. Sauce Gardner.
Oh,
and Sauce Gardner.
Right.
You just go that far. And, Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave. I mean, these guys are – I know that's the opposite side of the ball, but you go these players are coming into the league and not only, performing, but they are performing at such a high level these days. I mean, what Sauce Gardner did last year, you feel like that's a freaking 5-year vet.
You do, and it is. He played like a 5-year vet, and the best thing about Rob Saleh is he let him be a vet. Like once he saw that he could hold his own, once he saw him against the Bills early on in that year and what he did to Stephon Diggs, once he saw him against Justin Jefferson, insert wide receiver here that he shut down, he was like, you know what, this guy can go. And then it helps when you have a defense that's as good as they were last year, though.
Yep.
C.J. Mosley in the middle is a mean linebacker. Quinnen Williams is dominant as there is a defensive tackle in this league. And then D.J. Reed got slept on as a rookie DB because Sauce was so good. D.J. Reed's going to be a damn good DB, too. They just got lucky with guys kind of like Seattle did. Well, I guess they picked well, but like Seattle. Seattle's defense is nothing to play with coming into the season, man.
Amazing.
They're all young guys, too.
They redid the whole damn team on the fly.
And Woolen was a 6th-round pick.
What a pit crew they have. But Brian Branch coming from where? Alabama. It's a pro team. So, Nick Saban's got this kid, got all his people ready to play.
Agreed.
Guys, we're going to do a top 10, Braylon's top 10 Thursdays. Today we're going to talk to Mr. Kearney as well, Chief Academic Officer here at the Academy of Warren. It is a pleasure for us to be here. Also, Dan Campbell, what would you like to see him improve upon as a coach in year 3? Lots to get to. Also, what is the college football team, other than Michigan State, that you are looking forward to watching the most? We are packed. Hour number 2 straight ahead. But first, a message from 5 Iron Golf.
Talking about 5 Iron Golf. Play, practice, and party at 5 Iron Golf, located in downtown Detroit at Cambria Hotel. Look, and it's Thursday. You know what Thursdays are? Woodward Sports Golf League downtown at Cambria Hotel. It's from 5 to 7. They have drinks. They have food. They have a good vibe, good entertainment, and also 13 brand new screen simulators. Over $100K a piece. But I don't tell anybody I told you that. You can play any course you want to in the country. Man, it's fun at the end of the day. Come down, hang out, have a drink, hit the clubs. You can shank them. We won't tell anybody. 5 Iron Golf, downtown Detroit.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions Show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1, what's your why? More epic energy, better sleep, blow off steam? Step 2, join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3, bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
It's the Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour.
You're a good coach, Tim. Oh, great shot.
Some of the biggest names in Michigan sports, and some, well, not so much.
Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah, baby.
Watch episodes at woodwardsports.com.
Big Boy Strawberry Fest has officially arrived, and we're here to show you the very best flavors of the season. Satisfy your sweet tooth with our deep-fried vanilla Oreos, strawberry hot fudge cake, and a slice of our classic strawberry pie. But that's not all. Cool off on a refreshing summer splash salad, or savor the flavors of our chicken Caesar wrap and strawberry bacon chicken wrap. And for breakfast lovers, don't miss out on our strawberry hotcakes or our mouth-watering red velvet waffle. Strawberry Fest is something for everyone. Celebrate the sweet season with us at Big Boy.
Have you ever argued with your little brother? How about some random guy you're stuck in a room with for an hour? Flannel Sam and Spencer Raxter are at each other's throats. One Spartan alumni and one Walmart Wolverine are locked in a room with nowhere to hide. You're welcome. Whether it's go blue or go green, you can go to woodwardsports.com for all the action. Coming soon to a device near you. Winners, losers, pushes and draws, over-unders, prop bets, futures and spreads. Are you sick and tired of your picks being losers? Do you want to learn how to bet like a champion? Well, Woodward Sports searched the globe for the most dangerous man with a bet slip in his hand and gave him a show. Coming soon to Woodward Sports. Tune in every weekend as we introduce the greatest gambler to ever walk the earth.
Hi, I'm Booner, and I don't lose.
You know who also doesn't lose? You, if you check out the Academy of Warren, a brand new state-of-the-art sports dome field house that has a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, soccer field that can also be used for 7-on-7 football. That is where we are broadcasting to you live right now. K through 8 a.m. p.m. latchkey, small classroom sizes, Learning Street Futuristic Media Center, free breakfast and lunch, academic games, K through 8 athletics, now accepting new enrollment. academyofwarren.net, academyofwarren.net. It is a pleasure to be broadcasting live here from the Academy of Warren. The Hawk Carnival in orientation today, right now, 3 o'clock, still enrolling new students, still hiring certified teachers. And, of course, this state-of-the-art sports dome, which is available for rent. It is a family affair out here, Braylon Edwards. It is a pleasure to be joined by the Chief Academic Officer here at the Academy of Warren, Mr. Oronde Kearney. Mr. Kearney, how are you, my friend?
I am well. Thank you.
He didn't mention the most important point. You know that's family.
It's family. You got family.
You know that's family. You know that's cousin over there.
That's cousin.
It's not just the cousin that we talk about all black people related. We actually are related.
Yeah, we are related.
Cousin, what's good with it?
I'm good, man. I'm well. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad that you guys are here. It means a lot. And it's a big.
You know what? I was just going to say, you just mentioned about family and cousins and this, that, and the other thing. When you walk around here, you got moms, you got grandmoms, you got aunts, uncles, you've got fathers, grandfathers. It is truly a family atmosphere here. You can't help but feel it when you walk on campus here.
That's our whole mode. We want to produce that to keep that at center because back in the day, families used to break off, so we want to bring that back. That's the whole tradition of just being family-oriented, bringing everybody together. I have my aunt, I have my mom, I have my uncle here right now as we speak. And so they're even volunteering, helping with everybody right now.
Yo, cuz, talk about from last year to this year. What's the biggest change in school? What have you added? What have you implemented? How has it evolved from when we came and did this same show last year in August?
So last year, if you notice, we weren't had the opportunity to even come into this field house because we were going through the inspectors and everything. And so once we got that lifted, it was a joy to bring the kids here. They never had a gym here for over 20 years. So imagine kids not having sports or any activities like that for over 20 years. So when we got the opportunity to bring the kids here, mind-blowing. We have more activities, more education programs. And on a side note, our first year here, we played in the PAL League. We won the championship 5th and 6th grade, our first
incredible.
year.
First year, shout out to the 5th and 6th grade.
Yeah,
I
so
see
it
the
was
Hawks
tough
out here.
Yeah, so it's exciting.
Mr. Kearney, everybody wants a good education. Everybody wants a good education for their kids in a safe environment. And again, when you walk on campus here, you can't help but feel it is clean, it is new, it is fresh, it's got an academic
good feel.
The environment around you allows you to learn.
Yes.
And I think that is one of the key elements here when you when you step foot on this campus.
Absolutely.
Talk about the environment here.
The whole point is even the simplest thing is natural lighting. Natural lighting in the classrooms, windows in the classrooms, state-of-the-art programs. We have smart boards everywhere. We have laptops in every room. We have small centers. So when you said small classroom sizes, the classroom sizes won't even reach past 25. And so we want to keep that center because we want to focus on those students, and that's the most important thing because we have to get our test scores up. From that COVID year, it dropped from ELA to math. So this year we focus on pushing our ELA scores up, our math scores up, and even attendance. And that's very important.
Who's your target? What students are you looking for here? Area kids, are they coming from 20, 30, 40 minutes away? Are they coming from right around the block, or is it?
We're looking for everybody.
Yeah, right.
We're our own district, so we can go as far out as possible. We're just looking for the best students. We want the best students here to get the best education. That's the most important thing. So it doesn't matter if you're in Detroit or you're in Warren, East Point, all the above. We're looking for everybody. We're just looking for the right students.
Because what's one of your programs that you highlight here? I remember last year I came in and the art program was something that caught my attention, the art on the walls, and that program was really dope. Name one of the programs that you're really excited about.
This year, we just connected with Code 313. I don't know if you're familiar with Code 313 because I know they have a connection with the Pistons. So this year we're going to be producing coding. The kids are going to be learning drafting, computer analyze, drones, all the above. So we're going to be focused on that. And then with that, obviously our art program, we want to enhance that even more. But I'm going back to the basics, hitting that math and ELA. We're going to be really hitting hard on math and ELA this year.
If reading, writing, math, it doesn't change,
no,
right?
Doesn't.
I mean, the more education changes, the more it does stay the same a little bit when you talk about core focus.
Yes.
And that's what people need, those basic skills. Kids need those basic skills to just continue to grow throughout their lives. I mean, it never leaves them.
Yeah, just for example, in our last orientation, I asked the parents, I said, the smartest thing you can do every day is let your child read together for 30 minutes every day. Focus on reading because reading will enhance math, it will enhance writing, all the above. Because we have kids that are 2 grades behind from reading level, so that's the most important thing.
You mentioned parents, what is probably the number one question that you might get from parents, or even today when you're walking around the facility and parents are coming to for orientation and their kids are coming in? What is the number, if there is one? Maybe that's an unfair question.
They're asking about the safety.
Right.
Obviously, they're asking about their kids' schedule and they want to meet the teachers. The biggest part is safety.
Yeah.
That's the biggest part.
How different is that now? I mean, feels like the elephant in the room. These kids are going through things that we didn't go through in school.
Not at all.
You know what I mean? We didn't have to go through this stuff.
This area, correct me if I'm wrong, because this area is much better than it used to be, though. Because I remember,
it was rough over here.
I used to hang out at Denby all the time. And I ain't say which isn't too far. The area is much better now.
Yeah, it is.
100%.
It's getting much better, but it's been tough.
Yeah.
But I wanted to create a safety net, a safe haven for the kids. That's why when you come in, it's a security box. We check before you come to the doorway. Even when you come to our door, you get ID'd in, you get scanned in before you can even step foot in here. So that's vital important. I want the kids to have a safe haven here. So they're here from 6 to 6. So they're getting the best education as well as athletics and activities in after school.
All right, switch it up. You got the Michigan hat on.
That's right.
We're also on the basketball court. Let's talk about two teams right now. One, Michigan Wolverines. What are the chances that the squad does what they're supposed to win that championship?
Listen, man.
Okay.
Let me tell you something. I've been watching you.
Okay.
And you fam. You know what I'm saying?
100.
I'm a diehard Michigan fan.
Yeah.
They cannot slip up. The running game is solid.
That's an understatement.
You got 3 backs. Solid. We can't choke, man. The playoffs, I think it's wide open, to be honest, right now.
Okay.
It's wide open. I don't think Georgia's going to take it again. It's wide open for us. I just think we just got to, as long as we get past Ohio State, we're going to get past Ohio State again.
Right.
But it depends on where we seated at in this playoff. The only person I'm a little worried about is Georgia. That's about it.
And since we're on the hardwood, talk about those Pistons who added Asar Thompson this year. And Cade Cunningham looks like he's balling. Talk about the Pistons.
We're going to the playoffs this year.
Okay. Look at
He
that.
called,
He called
his shot.
Okay.
Listen. We play. That coach got a lot of chuck.
Yeah.
He got
Monty
over
Williams.
70 mil. We're going to the playoffs this year.
Okay.
I expect that.
I love it. He called it.
From your mouth to God's ears, man.
That's right.
100.
Let's go.
Awesome. All right, Mr. Kearney.
I thought you were making wild predictions.
Oh, man.
You got company.
If he's been listening to you, that means he's listening to me, too.
Let's go.
My wild predictions are rubbing off a little bit.
Hey, but they work.
Yes, sir.
AcademyofWarren.net for more information. It is you can't help but feel so good when you walk in here, and there's plenty of other schools in and around this state that could come in here and just take a look and see what they see what they are doing, because it is right all the way around.
I appreciate that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for letting me be on here. Thank you so much.
Anytime. Thank you for having us here.
Sure.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
I got to hit BK up since the show's over.
Yes, we do.
For sure. For sure.
Guys, let me tell you about this. Want to spend your weekends with us? Now you can. Woodward Sports Live Game Watch Party, the latest show to hit WSN's YouTube channel. It premieres September 2nd, 12 o'clock, to watch Michigan and East Carolina. Then, of course, on September 7th, watch the Lions and the Chiefs kick off the NFL season. Join us game days. Woodward Sports Live, going to be so much fun. The Game Watch Party only on WSN's YouTube channel. We are going to take a break. When we come back, we're talking more Lions. We're going to get he mentioned Michigan too. We got a top 10. Let's do that top 10 list first. 10. We're going to do top 10
Thursday. I also like that question
Thursday.
on what team outside of Michigan State you cheering for.
I love it. I love it. But first, a message from Les Stanford.
That's you.
Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC.
I can't do that read no more, man.
No, that's right. Les Stanford has expanded into Ferndale. Trusted name for over 50 years. Les Stanford Buick GMC. Same great service that customers have come to know. You can go check them out on Woodward, just south of 9 Mile. And, of course, looking for a Chevy or a Cadillac, Les Stanford in Dearborn, where they have been for over 55 years. You can find the brand you want under one umbrella, LesStanford.com, LesStanford.com.
Find
new roads.
Find them.
Winners, losers, pushes and draws, over-unders, prop bets, futures and spreads. Are you sick and tired of your picks being losers? Do you want to learn how to bet like a champion? Well, Woodward Sports searched the globe for the most dangerous man with a bet slip in his hand and gave him a show. Coming soon to Woodward Sports. Tune in every weekend as we introduce the greatest gambler to ever walk the earth.
Hi, I'm Booner, and I don't lose.
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
Gabby is a college student struggling to study for her big exam. Then she discovered Syntron, a healthy way for her to stay awake and focus. Jennifer frequently has chaotic days like this until she gets online, orders some Syntron, and finds her groove. April visited her local grocery store, purchased a case of Syntron, and entered to win the Syntron 100K Vegas giveaway. Pick up your case of Syntron today at any Meijer location or visit drinksyntron.com/Vegas and enter for the 100K Vegas giveaway.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
Do it on camera.
Well, I don't know if I could.
You're not going to do it on camera? Why not?
Hold on. I'm going to try and throw it in a minute.
You got this.
Watch this. Just tell the people where it goes.
Okay, I got you. All right.
ready?
People, I got you. He's throwing it. It's up. It's up.
Oh.
Hey, it sailed over, but it was a tight spiral, though. You did.
Oh,
you did.
man.
You did. Joey's going to throw it back.
Joey ain't going to throw it back.
He's going to do it again. Ryan, you know who you would be if you were an NFL coach? You'd be Pete Carroll. This is all Pete Carroll did before practice, man. That's why he's sitting out. There you go, Joey. But, yeah, Pete used to do that before practice, man. We had a basketball rim on the outside, and we had a basketball rim on the inside. With the one hand. With the one hand.
Let me go this way.
You want to go that way?
Oh!
Boo. These aren't bad throws,
I'm
man.
having so much fun. Dude.
This is great, man.
I'm like a kid in a candy store. Whenever
we get Ryan outside the studio, whether it's downtown, whether it's here at Academy Warren, whether it's Dispo, whether it's wherever, he cuts loose.
Oh, to be young again.
He cuts.
Oh, to be young
about to do the outdoor Equipco read.
Getting in this place reminded me of getting in the old Silverdome.
Yeah.
Oh,
you got to
man.
go through those doors.
The wind tunnel.
The wind blows you in a little.
Can you imagine going through that door at 4 years old? Sucks you in.
Yep.
That's awesome.
I used to love
Good
those.
job, Tom Mazaway. All right, top 10 alert. Top 10 alert. It is a top 10 Thursday.
Top 10 Thursday. And what came through the feed today is Tom Mazaway said, you know what, I got a good idea. Let's do top 10 NFL busts. And I said, you know what, with the season coming, everybody's putting a lot of pressure on these rookies. It's a great time to do it. So why not do it? I don't like the term bust. I would say flame out.
Well, we're talking about because Trey Lance. We're talking about him. So.
I know, but I don't like the word bust. But for the sake of mass,
you weren't a bust.
We do. Oh, I know that. You know what time it is. I still got records out here, baby. Still got records out here in these streets. 16 tuds. You better ask about me.
Tuds. I love it.
Here we go. We're going to start with Tom Mazaway. Number 10 from the university, Penn State University, running back, won the Heisman and was drafted
great one.
to the Cincinnati Bengals, tore his ACL in the preseason against the Detroit Lions and never played again or never panned out. Kajana Carter.
Yes.
Coming in at number 10, Kajana Carter, Cincinnati Bengals. I was at that game because Gary Moeller was on the offensive staff at that time. So Kajana Carter, number 10. Coming in at number 9. You know him as what you like? You like that one?
Oh,
this is a guy that won a national championship in college in the old days for Oklahoma. You thought he was going to be one of the best linebackers ever until a guy by the name of Bo Jackson ran him over on the goal line and then ran out the stadium in the same game. Yes, that is correct.
He's a bust.
Brian Bosworth played 3 years and hung him up and started acting. Came out with a horrible movie. Yes, he definitely is a bust. He's got 5 tackles in 3 years.
Bust.
All right.
The Boz.
We see that football get on.
Hey, good 30 for 30 though on the Boz.
Great Boz. I'm happy with the fact that he and Oklahoma are back in good graces.
Me too.
He kept doing Dr. Pepper commercials. They're good. I'm cool with that. Number 8, I believe.
Ryan, pay attention.
Steve Entman.
Steve Entman. Washington he played for.
They beat Michigan in the Rose Bowl.
Did he go to Cincy?
He went to the Colts.
Washington.
Colts.
The Colts.
Indianapolis
Colts. He looked pretty good. He was terrible. What was his stat stuff? He tore his knee up, only played 1 year. Steve Entman.
Man.
He was the man, though, out in Washington. Beat Michigan, I tell you that. Number 5. Would this be 6 or 5? This be 5?
This will be 8, 7.
Oh, excuse me. I'm going the opposite way. This will be number 7. You guys talked about it. You said he's the number 1 bust of all time.
I think he is number 1.
You think he's number 1?
I think he's number 1.
All right, well, let's come back to him then. Lawrence Phillips, coming in at number 7. You remember that national championship team? Tommy Frazier, Nebraska, goes to the Rams, had one good year. Lawrence just couldn't stay out of his own way.
Damn.
Couldn't stay out of his own way. Had one great year, and then that was it for Lawrence Phillips. Hell of a running back in college, though.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, 100%.
Maybe not. The kids today just don't understand how good Lawrence Phillips was in college.
Like, Lawrence Phillips he had the potential to be the greatest running back ever. Like, he had the potential to be the greatest running back ever. Imagine Darren McFadden, but could run through the hole like Marshall Faulk. Like, that's who he was. Coming in number 5 and 6, I lost where we're at. Cleveland Browns. They got a couple guys on this list.
Number 3 overall.
They got a couple guys on the list. Number 3 overall. No, that was Braylon Edwards. He was number 3 overall.
He was number 3 overall, too.
I was joking. I was giving you some color. I was giving you some color. Running back, Alabama. He was up for the Heisman. He didn't win it. He was on some of those national championship teams. It's not Mark Ingram. It's not T.J. Yeldon. It's not Eddie Lacy. Trent Richardson. Trent Richardson. Because remember, the Colts traded a first-round pick, I think, to get him from the Cleveland Browns. So I'm going Trent Richardson coming in next.
Number 5 coming up
Before
here.
you read number 5, let me tell you that there is nothing that says rivalry quite like Michigan and Michigan State. Flannel Sam and Spencer Raxter go head-to-head every Friday night starting September 1st. From 10 to 11 p.m., breakdowns of the Wolverines, the Spartans, previews of their matchups. Flannel Sam, Spenny, tune in. Woodward Sports YouTube channel. Again, Friday nights, 10 to 11 p.m. Look at those two fine-looking fellows.
Depends on where you're at.
Number 5, Braylon.
Number 5, coming in. Well, this guy just got not a 30 for 30, but a document told about him. It was on Netflix.
Oh, Johnny.
It was on Untold.
Oh, Johnny.
This is Johnny
Hell
Football.
of a document.
Johnny Football in terms of, I think of it like this. I don't think he was a bust because I don't think he was supposed to get drafted. Like, I don't think any owner in their sane mind could have watched that film of what he did at Texas A&M and known there's no way in hell that is working in the NFL. There's no way in hell that is going to work with defensive coordinators that have been coordinating the game for 30, 20, 10, even 5 years. No way that would have worked out.
Why?
All he did was run around. Like, it's one.
He was very talented, and he kind of reminded me a little of Patrick Mahomes.
Maz, no, he didn't. Let's stop with the foolishness.
Okay.
It's one thing
Don't be foolish.
It's one thing when you have actual acumen. You can throw the ball like Patrick Mahomes. You can read the defense like Patrick Mahomes. You put in that work, and you also have a little something on the side. Or Lamar Jackson, where you learn to play the quarterback game, but you also have that other side. Johnny Manziel was out there playing backyard football all the time. He played it all the time, so I just didn't think it was a smart decision. But, hey, the Cleveland Browns, they've been known to make dumb decisions. I would put him on there. You saw what he did. He only played 1 year. He played, and it wasn't even a full season. It wasn't even a full season. They let him go before the season was over.
Number 4.
Jamarcus Russell.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Jamarcus Russell. Got to put the big guy on there. The infamous funny thing about Jamarcus Russell is what they talk about him watching tape. They give him the DVDs. They give him his passcode. And then one time, they gave him the DVD to take home.
It was blank.
He brings it in. He says, yeah, Coach, I watched it. I'm ready to go. Maz, you hit the nail on the head. It was a blank DVD. Didn't want to watch film. That's the true definition. I ain't watching nothing. And I use aim for a fake.
And he drank the what was the stuff he used to drink?
Kool-Aid.
The purple, they called it.
Lean.
Yeah.
Yeah, that codeine promethazine.
Oh,
That's a Texas thing. Yeah, purple. And
I got number 3. You got number 3?
Go ahead, bro.
Trey Lance.
So I was saving Trey Lance.
Poor guy.
So I was saving Trey Lance because he has a chance to be number 1. Now, he's got a chance because he's got a chance to never have played in an NFL game. He played in one? I think he played in one NFL game or 2. Two, excuse me. Thank you, Parker. 4. Okay, yeah. So he has a chance to be number 1 all time, but I'm cool with that at number 3. Number 2. Ryan Leaf.
Yep.
Ryan. Oh, yeah.
That's who I got. Look who I got here. Look who I got on my list.
You got Ryan Leaf, Trey Lance, Jamarcus Russell. And then number 1, because you guys wanted to get there, here we are. Number 1. Tony Mandarich.
It's got to be. It's got again, when you look at these busts, like Tony Mandarich, okay? Barry Sanders and Deion Sanders.
And Derek Thomas.
And Derek Thomas. 3 Hall of Famers were taken 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like Darko, right? You have Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, and Carmelo Anthony Carmelo Anthony.
Right.
We got it.
3 Hall of Famers. 3, 4, and 5. It's not like, picks 12 and 15 turned out to be Hall of Famers. This is 3, 4, and 5. I think Ryan Leaf, because of the, Ryan Leaf, Peyton Manning, I think that will always be there.
Charles Woodson went 4th in that draft, by the way.
Exactly. When you talk about Trey Lance, you have got to include the 3 first-round draft picks that San Francisco gave up to get him, to move up and get him. You can't just say, we stunk. We were the number 3 pick in the draft. You actually traded 3 first-round picks to go up and get there.
This is what we should have did. Now, this makes the bust list, this makes it even better. Jamarcus Russell's on my list. Are you ready for who comes after Jamarcus Russell, ladies and gentlemen? Number 2 is in the Hall of Fame. His name's Calvin Johnson.
Okay.
Number 3 is in the Hall of Fame. His name is Joe Thomas. Mm-hmm. Adrian Peterson was in that draft.
He's pretty good.
Patrick Willis was in that draft.
Damn good.
Marshawn Lynch was in that draft.
Beast mode.
Tegan Jr. was in that draft.
He's okay.
Yeah, he's all right. Not bad. Jarvis Moss, Leon Hall from Michigan. There's a couple guys in there later on, but the first 5 I named, those guys are Hall of Famers. Who's another guy on this list?
Chad Johnson in the chat says if Jamarcus Russell, a way bigger bust than Tony Mandrich. Tony Mandrich came back and had a pretty good career with the Colts. Again, fine. I'll give you that he had a pretty decent career with the Colts afterwards, but it wasn't with the Packers. The Packers could have had Barry Sanders, Deion Sanders, or Derek Thomas.
Correct.
3 Hall of Famers. You were sitting there at 2, and you picked this guy.
This is true.
3 Hall of Famers. And the freaking 49ers, you traded up to get him? Man, if you're going to do that, you better be right. You can't be this wrong.
And look at that draft.
San Francisco's not winning that division this year. They are not winning that division this year.
Sticking with Seattle?
I'm staying with the Seattle Seahawks.
All right.
Seattle's winning that division.
You're wrong.
Too much turmoil. Contract turmoil on the defensive side with Bosa. They don't have a quarterback. Purdy's a 7th-round pick. He will show you why he was a 7th-round pick this year. Sam Darnold's going to be starting within the first 6 weeks.
Hey,
what draft was Trent Richardson in?
2003?
Not 03.
03, 04?
I was in 03, 05.
Yeah, you were in 05.
Trent Richardson, what year was he?
Yeah, I think 03, 04.
Trent Richardson played in 11. He was in the national
Oh,
championship.
yeah. 13
about?
maybe. That's
Okay,
12 or 13.
Let me see what we got.
Either way.
Just to let you know, Trey Lance, and I'm going into my Around the League here, guys. You could put up the tweet on Trey Lance. San Francisco has been shopping this guy for a year, and just recently really shopping him hard. And guess what? Nobody has bitten. The only team that maybe had a little interest in him was his hometown team, the Minnesota Vikings, and they bailed out on him. They can't get rid of this kid.
So what I've been hearing about Trey Lance, and this is coming out of Kemp, I actually heard this from Colin, I can't take any credit for this, is they thought that he was way more athletic than he was. They knew that he was going to be a project runner as it related to the X's and O's, as it relates to making throws on the sideline, as it related to making decisions in the pocket. They knew that he needed work there. Excuse me. But they thought his athletic ability was going to carry him. They thought they were drafting a Justin Fields or a Lamar Jackson or a guy that can get busy like that when he's carrying the ball. He's not athletic. He's fast, straight ahead, but he's not an athletic guy. He's not a guy that's going to make you miss. He's not jumping over people. His athleticism is not up to match what they thought it was, so it was a bold pick. And you know who didn't want that pick? Kyle Shanahan
Lynch.
Never wanted him.
No, it was the opposite
excuse me. It was John Lynch never wanted him.
Yep. Here's the thing with that. Oh, my goodness. It just ran out of my head.
John Lynch, Trey Lance?
No, it was before that even. Darn it.
Oh, I was talking about them being unathletic.
Oh, they wanted to be the smartest guys in the room. The Lions used to do that. You remember that. ESPN would even have the guy, Giovanni Tavai. Okay, let's go to a commercial break.
Bill Belichick, right?
There was a ton of them. Kyle Van Noy. Just reaches. You can't be the smartest guy in the room all the time. Just stick with your board.
Take the player. Stick with your board. Great information there. Guys, we're going to take a break. When we come back, what is the college football team, aside from Michigan State, that you want to watch the most? They will be appointment viewing to you. I have my team. What are yours? We'll do that next. But first, a message from Planet Fitness.
I got Planet Fitness.
You are Planet Fitness.
You look like Planet. You are Mr. Fitness.
I didn't get Planet Fitness, but look, all I know is check this out. $10 a month, come down to Planet Fitness.
Only $10?
Only $10, man. Come down, and guess what? They have reinvented their whole gym, meaning they are the cleanest gym in the state. They are the best gym in the state. Squeaky clean is what I'm talking about. They have new weights. They have new machines. And also the Aqua Hydra chairs. Oh, man, ask Mask about those. Ask Mask about those. Come on down. They will suit you. They will feed you. They will make you happy. Come on down to Planet Fitness right now, $10 a month. Only $10. Your fitness is essential.
Oh, yeah.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports. Woodward and Main Street. The Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions Show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
Big Boy Strawberry Fest has officially arrived, and we're here to show you the very best flavors of the season. Satisfy your sweet tooth with our deep-fried vanilla Oreos, strawberry hot fudge cake, and a slice of our classic strawberry pie. But that's not all. Cool off on a refreshing summer splash salad, or savor the flavors of our chicken Caesar wrap and strawberry bacon chicken wrap. And for breakfast lovers, don't miss out on our strawberry hotcakes or our mouth-watering red velvet waffle. Strawberry Fest is something for everyone. Celebrate the sweet season with us at Big Boy.
Your home is your most important asset. Flexibility in the sales process is key. When you work with Mark White & Associates, you can cancel at any time, for any reason, without penalty. Speaking of flexibility, check this out. Who you work with matters. Hire the best broker in the game.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically enter for your chance to win not one, but 2 vehicles of your choice, courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. That's right, 2 cars, one for you, one for your wife, your girlfriend, or your best bud. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime, sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Let one of our talented, award-winning stylists make you look handsome and clean. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Calling all landscapers, this is Darren McCarty. I'm at Outdoor Equipment Co. How would you like to landscape like a legend? How about a bad boy zero turn? And even a chainsaw. And even a weed whipper. So register today at OutdoorEquipCo.com, and even you could have DMAC on your landscaping crew.
Have you ever argued with your little brother? How about some random guy you're stuck in a room with for an hour? Flannel Sam and Spencer Raxter are at each other's throats. One Spartan alumni and one Walmart Wolverine are locked in a room with nowhere to hide. You're welcome. Whether it's go blue or go green, you can go to woodwardsports.com for all the action. Coming soon to a device near you.
Experience the true meaning of cannabis products with Dispo. I got the echo going on right now. Over 12 locations in the state. You know what time it is. They're the best cannabis consumer in the state. and we'll be there tomorrow. We'll be at Romeo. You're right. You guessed it. We'll be back at Romeo. They got the best people working. They got the best brands, the top brands, whether it's Hyman, whether it's Runs. They got what you need. They got it going on. We'll be there. We'll have a great time. But remember, 21 up, recreational only. Outside of that, man, come in. Be a big kid in the candy store. The only thing about this is adult candy. We'll see you tomorrow.
How about Hyman Roth?
Hey, what you know about Godfather?
How about it, baby?
I know about him.
If I see the money on the table, I know I got a partner.
There you go. We are live at the Academy of Warren. It is their Hawk Days here, orientation going on, and the kids behind us, or in front of us, I should say, having a little bit of fun. Hey,
here's a quick question. What mascots when you were younger did you think were cool? Like the type of kind of mascots? Like Hawks, Tigers?
Mascots.
For real? You just hate everything. You suck the life out of Maz. You have me. Of
course.
Thank you. What type of mascots did you like?
Well, I love the Colorado. I love Ralphie the Buffalo.
The Buff. Okay.
I love Ralphie. And I love the Longhorn from Texas.
Bevo.
Gotta love him.
Yeah.
And I always liked the Ram for the L.A. Rams, the old-style Ram that looked like a skull.
Oh, yeah.
Always loved that logo.
Roll it back.
Loved it.
Just win, baby.
I know who to ask that question. I knew I shouldn't ask you.
Don't ask him.
Don't ask this guy.
Don't ask me anything.
He doesn't like fluff.
Hey,
he doesn't.
Hey, did you see Michigan captains before we get to
We
Six
did.
of them.
Six Michigan captains. My Spartan friends were already razzing us about J.J. McCarthy not being a captain because of how much we made of Connor Cook not being a captain. I will say the 6 captains that Michigan has, and I don't have them in front of me right now, all seniors. If J.J. McCarthy wants to be captain, come back and come back for your senior year. Go ahead, Maz.
No, I was going to say we did have the picture. I didn't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
That's
Maz.
okay.
I'm just telling you.
Well, captains, it's captains. But what are you going to do?
Yeah, captains. It's fine. The reason why this isn't as big a deal as it was, if J.J. McCarthy comes back next year and he's a senior and not named a captain, yes, I would worry about it. But 6 seniors are captains this year.
There are only 2 things at Michigan that I didn't do that I really wanted to. I mean, obviously, national championship, but me growing up, national championship isn't the dream. Like growing up in the Big Ten championship is the dream, and national championship comes with that. But I wanted to be captain, and I wanted to win the Rose Bowl. Lost 2 Rose Bowl. I never was captain, man, and that ate at me for a very long time.
Did you guys hear Cade McNamara today?
No.
They asked him. They were interviewing Cade McNamara, was the Iowa quarterback. And they
Shout out to Kool-Aid.
They asked him, how's the rehab going? He's like, I really don't want to talk about rehab right now. And they cut it off. It doesn't sound like Cade McNamara is healthy to play this season for Iowa yet.
Something like that sounds like it's deeper than that. That sounds like sad depression.
Yep.
I forgot he was still around.
Yep.
That would be nice. I'd love to play Iowa in the
You're just trying to beat up on everybody.
Oh, man.
He's trying to beat everybody down.
Woodward Sports expanding its daily lineup beginning September 5th. Booner and Broder pair up for Woodward nights from 8 to 10 p.m. 2 of Detroit's up-and-coming sports personalities for the hottest takes, the best entertainment. Join them Monday through Friday, 8 to 10 p.m. Booner and Broder, catch them. Woodward Sports YouTube channel. Guys, which college football team are you most interested in watching appointment viewing this season other than Michigan State? For me, it's easy. It's Colorado. I cannot wait to see what Deion Sanders can do with the big boys right now at Colorado. It is going to be so fun to watch them. They had a special guest at camp the other day, too. Here's Michael Irvin.
You can see it in basketball. LeBron takes the ball off one rim, he dunks on the other, he does it all by himself. You see it in baseball. Aaron Judge, he slaps that home run, he does it all by himself. In golf, Tiger drops that putt, he does it all by himself. In football, you don't do anything all by yourself. It's always about the man next to me. It's always about the man that's with me. Can you look to the left and the right every day? I'm not talking about game day, I'm talking every day, and make a promise. One man to the other, I will get my job done today. That's how you win football games. One man to the other, I will get my job done today. And then you do everything to get that job done. And I'm not just talking on game day, it starts out here. Game day is the fun time. This is the work time. These practices, you got to get something out of them. When you go in, when I got ready to play or we got ready to play, the best way I can make sure I beat Jerry Rice is to get Dion ready. I said, let's go, Ty. We got to work. I know you got. I need you to shut down Jerry Rice. I got to get you ready right here, right now. That's what you guys should be doing. Getting each other ready. Then you'll be lucky. You'll be can't wait to jump on other people. You can't wait. Our game is different. Most of the people you know will get to the top of their game or the top of their field. They'll be punching a computer. They don't know what we know. So if you just punching a computer or doing some, all you got to do is sharpen your skill. But in our game, it's a hand-to-hand, man-to-man combat. I have to sharpen my skill. At the same time, I have to deepen my will. I'm not punching a keyboard without any emotions. I'm going up against another grown man that wants to feed his family, that wants to make a great life for himself. I got to tell him, I want this more than you. That's what you got to tell him. Every time you line up across from, hey man, I'm sorry, but I got to beat you today. I got to want this more. You can work your skill all day. If you don't deepen your will, you're going to get your ass.
I'm going to tell you like this.
Listen to the playmaker.
I've met a lot of guys that were former players that I was excited to meet, get an opportunity. I told you about a couple of guys that they weren't nice guys, and it rubbed me the wrong way and said, I don't want to be like that guy. Michael Irvin, I don't care when I've ever seen him. I don't care when it's ever been. It's been late at night. It's been at bars. It's been at events. It's been at functions. It's been at churches. I've seen him a bunch of different places. He is always the playmaker, ready to talk, ready to see how you're going. He's such a genuine good dude. He loves the game. He loves talking about the game. He loves getting young men ready. He loves to get guys where they want to be, man, that can represent the NFL shield. Well, at least on the field like he did. Represent that NFL shield like he did. I love hearing from Michael Irvin.
I just love that.
Yeah.
I just love Colorado. I mean, I never even thought about Colorado until Deion Sanders took over.
Yeah.
And you just see this attitude that he has, that I want to be like Deion Sanders. I want to be like Michael Irvin. I want to be a part of that. Like, that is so freaking awesome. Now until they play Michigan, because I do think one day in 2 or 3 years they will be playing for the national championship. Colorado will turn it around quickly. Who's your team?
I think me and Maz are going to actually have the same team. I want to let Maz go, just prove it, but I'll go. Mine doesn't have a production like yours. I don't have a video to make mine look better.
Me neither.
But mine's is BK, man. It's Brian Kelly and it's LSU.
Me too.
I told you. I knew it was me. Me and Maz are connected at the hip on this one. For Maz, I know it's Brian Kelly, and it's him not being able to do what he wanted to do in Notre Dame. He knew that. He realized that. He left in the middle of the night when the team was 11-1.
Yep.
Like, let's not forget that. He left in the middle of the night.
He built that team good.
Built that program. He built that program. Went to a national championship in 2012. Lost to Alabama. He'd been to the playoffs twice. Won the ACC. Went down and won the ACC. Built that team up. But last year you saw it took 1 year for him to realize that he was going to be the tops, or he was going to be floating around the top in the SEC. I want to see how it all shakes down this year with LSU, Alabama, and Georgia. I think Jaden Daniels at quarterback, look out for him to be a Heisman Trophy hopeful, because I'm telling you, I believe in LSU and Brian Kelly.
There's no better place to watch a college football game
Death
on a
Valley.
Saturday night than at that stadium
Death
at
Valley,
LSU.
baby.
I love it. The 5, the 10, the 15, the 20.
Yeah.
Every yard knocker is marked. I love watching it. Love the Tiger stripes in the end zone. I'm really looking forward to seeing this team, and I think they're a Final Four team for sure. Now, Ryan, you haven't paid attention to Colorado because you probably have what do they call that? PTSD, is it? About Michael Westbrook and Cordell Stewart from back in the day.
I do, and because of that, I'm going to take a break so you don't bring it up. I don't want you to talk about
remember
that.
I was at that game.
We were playing, actually, I don't even want to talk
Stan,
about it.
man,
Let me tell you about Lady Jane's. Walk into any Lady Jane's for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically enter for your chance to win not one but 2 cars of your choice, courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. That's right, 2 cars. One for you, your wife, your girlfriend, your best bud, your mom, your dad, whoever you want to give it to. Lady Jane's. It's open 7 days a week. You can walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Wicked awesome.
Winners, losers, pushes and draws, over-unders, prop bets, futures and spreads. Are you sick and tired of your picks being losers? Do you want to learn how to bet like a champion? Well, Woodward Sports searched the globe for the most dangerous man with a bet slip in his hand and gave him a show. Coming soon to Woodward Sports. Tune in every weekend as we introduce the greatest gambler to ever walk the earth.
Hi, I'm Booner, and I don't lose.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Your home is your most important asset. Flexibility in the sales process is key. When you work with Mark White and Associates, you can cancel at any time, for any reason, without penalty. Speaking of flexibility, check this out. Who you work with matters. Hire the best broker in the game.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports. Woodward and Main Street. The Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions Show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
Hey guys, how'd you like to win a $100,000 Vegas getaway? You want it. You and your closest friends live it up in a city that never sleeps. It's the Cintron Energy. Drink it and live it. Purchase a 24-pack today and enter to win. It's the 100K Vegas getaway at drinkcintron.com/Vegas. Don't forget to buy Cintron at your local Meijer store. Cintron, the healthier energy drink. Great taste and a choice of people who want to look good and be the best version of themselves. Check it out at drinkcintron.com/Vegas.
We are live at the Academy of Warren. It is orientation day.
Hey, right.
Hawk Carnival.
I got the Michigan captains for you if you want to take a look at them.
Yeah, go ahead. That'd be great.
Oh, there you go. Well, there's your Michigan captains.
Let's go ahead and throw those up there.
Blake Corum, Zach Zinter, Trevor Keegan, Mike Barrett. Oh, Mike Sanders still. How about that? And Chris Jenkins. Congratulations.
This is how I know I'm getting old. I played with Chris Jenkins' father in the NFL.
Oh, my God.
Chris Jenkins Sr. I played with him out with the Jets.
That is incredible.
Yeah,
so congratulations to those 6 seniors. J.J. McCarthy not made a captain.
Well, he's not a senior.
You will hear all the MSU folks say, oh, Connor Cook. Remember when they did this to us with Connor? Connor Cook was a senior.
But they don't have, they don't have any traditions or rules.
Yeah, no, they ain't got nothing over there.
We've only done seniors for the epitome of the existence of captaincy at Michigan. So relax with all that.
Was Cade a captain?
He was.
Yes.
But he was a senior.
Was he?
He's now a 5th-year senior.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
He's a senior.
Good
He
look
might
at
be
this
a
guy.
6th-year senior. You
Look at
never know.
this guy.
This is true.
Yeah.
This is actually true. You know, I know a little something, man, because you think I'm BSing about that captaincy.
You ain't.
So they announced it, and I had done everything right. Like, you know, my freshman, sophomore, junior, I'm not leading runs. Like, I'm not running the golf course. I hate running golf course. I wasn't doing all those things. Wasn't leading by example. I was just balling, and I wasn't leading. So my senior year, I knew I wanted to be a captain. So I turned it up. I'm leading the runs. I'm running the stadium stairs. Like, I'm getting on the guys. I'm speaking. You know,
I can't even walk the stadium stairs.
I was running like 3 times a week. I'm speaking after every practice. Like, I'm getting going. And when they announced the captaincy, man, and they announced Dave Boss and Marlon Jackson, look, I love both of those guys. They didn't earn it more than I did that year. I cried about it.
Back then it was 2. Now it's like 20 guys.
Unless it's a tie, but we know the ties are all, you know, that's all the coaches. But anyway, but I use it as fuel. And so I would tell any guy out there that doesn't become captain, use that you know what is fuel, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, we're going to take a break, one more break, and then when we come back, some television news, really, regarding some of the guys that set the tone, set the stage, set the conversation. We'll talk about that. But first, a message from Big Boy.
All right, it is it. You know it. It is the Strawberry Patch right here. Summerfest continues. Strawberry Fest as well at Big Boy. Started off with a great breakfast, the strawberry hotcakes, the mouth-watering red velvet waffles. Or if you're in the mood for brunch, how about it? The strawberry bacon chicken wrap or the refreshing summer splash salad. Save room for that dessert. The classic strawberry pie, the deep-fried vanilla Oreo, or the strawberry hot fudge cake. All can be yours at your local Big Boy.
Winners, losers, pushes and draws, over-unders, prop bets, futures and spreads. Are you sick and tired of your picks being losers? Do you want to learn how to bet like a champion? Well, Woodward Sports searched the globe for the most dangerous man with a bet slip in his hand and gave him a show. Coming soon to Woodward Sports. Tune in every weekend as we introduce the greatest gambler to ever walk the earth.
Hi, I'm Booner, and I don't lose.
Hey, this is Mr. Kearney, Chief Academic Officer at Academy of Warren. I want to welcome you to the brand new field house. The state-of-the-art facility has a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, soccer field. It can be used for 7-on-7 football. Our K-8 academic features AM, PM, latchkey, small classroom sizes, learning street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, Holton Mifflin curriculum, academic games, K-8 athletics, and more. Enroll today at academywarren.net.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically enter for your chance to win not one, but 2 vehicles of your choice, courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. That's right, 2 cars, one for you, one for your wife, your girlfriend, or your best bud. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime, sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Let one of our talented, award-winning stylists make you look handsome and clean. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com. Winners, losers, pushes and draws, over-unders, prop bets, futures and spreads. Are you sick and tired of your picks being losers? Do you want to learn how to bet like a champion? Well, Woodward Sports searched the globe for the most dangerous man with a bet slip in his hand and gave him a show. Coming soon to Woodward Sports. Tune in every weekend as we introduce the greatest gambler to ever walk the earth.
Hi, I'm Booner, and I don't lose.
Hey, gang, let me tell you about Outdoor Equipment Company, your source for outdoor power equipment, sales, service, parts, carrying the top brands such as Bad Boy, Ellis, Tractor, Steel, and more. They service the Great Lakes region with locations in Metro Detroit and Greater Lansing. For more, visit OutdoorEquipCo.com, OutdoorEquipCo.com, your power equipment playground. Tom Mazaway.
All right, guys. Hey, I got something for you guys. I know you've been probably following it. The Ryan Clark Tuatonga Vailoa spat. It all started when Ryan Clark, doing a little ESPN roundtable football discussion, kind of said Tua wasn't holding up his part of the bargain. Check this out.
5 for 7, 61 yards, and an interception. So rocky start to the game for Tua right there. Our team
got them tats.
Yeah, he did.
Tua said,
full sleeve.
Y'all think because I've been hurt, I ain't tough.
I'm gonna tell you what he wasn't doing. He wasn't in the gym. I bet you that.
Come on,
he wasn't with me. He might have spent a lot of time at the tattoo parlor. He was not at the dinner table eating what the nutritionist had advised.
Oh my!
He looks happy.
Okay.
He is thick.
He's thick.
Yeah, he's built like girl work at Onyx in Atlanta right now on the bottom.
Come on now.
Get to the show.
Am I allowed to ask you?
So
yeah, that's pretty outlandish by Ryan Clark. I'll come to you guys in a second.
Go ahead, Ryan.
But yesterday, Tua gets up at the press conference. Of course, he's asked about Ryan Clark, and, well, he tells Ryan Clark to, well, here you go.
I mean, I think we all worked hard throughout the offseason. And I'm not someone to talk about myself the entire time, but, I mean, it takes a lot. You think I wanted to build all this muscle? Like, nah, to some extent, like, I wanted to, I wanted to be a little lighter. There's a mixture of things that people don't understand, that people don't know about, that are talked about, that go behind the scenes. So, I'd appreciate if you kept my name out your mouth. That's what I'd say.
There's Tua sticking up for himself, so good for Tua. So today, you know what happened. Ryan Clark, he's about 2.5 minutes. We're not going to play the whole thing, but Ryan Clark, he backtracked.
Yesterday, Tua Tagovailoa had to answer questions about something I said on Monday, something that I truly just felt like was a joke to me. That I've realized as the week has gone on, if this man has to answer questions about it, if so many Miami Dolphins fans are offended by it, then people ain't taking it as a joke. So let me be.
At the end of the day, look, that was funny. I think Tua needs to lighten up, and I know Tua is sensitive because everything that's been mentioned about Tua has been concussions. Is he ready? Can he be the quarterback? We don't believe in him. We don't believe he's healthy. We don't believe he has the skills. It's been a lot of doubt. It's been a lot of jokes at his punt. Excuse me. So I can understand him, being a little sensitive with material. I can understand him like, yo, bro, I'm trying to get my body right. I'm trying to worry about the season. I'm not trying to worry about what you're saying in the BS. But I would tell Tua Tagovailoa, you got to calm down. You got to pipe down. It's not that serious. Guys get joked on all season long. How many guys have we joked on this show? How many people has Ryan Clark joked on? It's a part of the locker room acumen. But at the same time, you have to respect somebody's wishes. And once Tua says, hey, look, I'm not playing. And that's why you see Ryan come back and apologize. Because if Tua would have came back and said, something along the lines of it wasn't that big of a deal, Ryan would have kept going. But Tua's like, look, when I come to the podium, I want to answer questions about the Miami Dolphins and what I'm doing on the football field, not what goofy-ass Ryan Clark is talking about in the ESPN studio. And I felt it.
I'll tell you this. He went on to apologize, to say, I never should have said that. Players shouldn't be talking about other players. I used to love Ryan Clark. I did. I think he's gotten too big for his britches over the last year with Scott Van Pelt kissing his ass, all of this kind of stuff.
Kissing the house, man.
I'm sorry, kissing his rear end. I don't like him like I used to. I really did, and now look what he got. He's got NFL Countdown with Scott Van Pelt. So he shouldn't have said what he said. It's what I said about the coaches. Yeah. You don't talk like, what's his name, Sean Payton, talk bad about Nathaniel Hackett. You don't do those things. You just don't.
I think what happened, man, and look, I'm not making excuses at all. I think what's happening with Ryan, because he's doing so much interviewing on the pivot, and when you do on the pivot, guys get a little lighthearted.
Get loose.
You have some drinks. You get a little loose. It's more relaxed. You can crack jokes. And then sometimes he's going from the pivot to ESPN, back to the pivot to ESPN. And I think sometimes he's forgetting which show he's on. And
Tell me about it.
Exactly. From Fox 2 to coming here. It's a little bit relaxed, and I think it's getting him in trouble. You're absolutely right. Yeah. It's starting to get him in trouble. So if he's going to continue to do both, you got to be able to manage both. Because you can't make the excuse like, hey, we'll give you a pass. No, this was your one pass and it hurt you, so you got to be able to go in both worlds.
Well, I think a lot of times, too, just my 2 cents about this, a lot of times, too, back in the day, when you used to talk about players or anything like that.
It didn't come out forever.
Well, only the people listening at the time heard it. Chances are the players never got back to the players. Now, if you wrote something, that's why those newspaper guys were such, because somebody take a press clipping to them and say, read this, what this guy said. Now it's like everybody, the minute you say something about somebody, you got to be on guard because that person is probably going to hear about it. And it's going to come back on you. So if you're going to say what you're going to say, just have conviction about what you're going to say.
Stay there.
And do that. Guys, we really had a great day today. Academy of Warren. This place is absolutely fantastic. Check it out, academyofwarren.net at Dispo in Romeo tomorrow.
Yes,
you guys are going to be doing the show. I've got a family situation I've got to attend to, so I am not going to be at tomorrows show, but we'll be watching. We'll be listening.
We got your back, brother.
Yeah, absolutely.
covered,
I know
man.
you do.
We got you covered.
I just like doing those dispo shows now.
I do, too.
I like doing those dispo shows. Those talking about getting loose.
I like it on dispos, too. Smell that bag.
Good night, everybody.
See ya.
We're out of here. We'll see you guys.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.